Let's get right into it. Number 1, holes in pen caps. Ever chew on your pen cap like a stressed out squirrel? Good news, your nervous oral fixation might have saved your life. Those tiny holes in the tops of pen caps aren't a design fail or an attempt at a weird musical instrument. They're there so you don't die when you inevitably suck that cap straight into your windpipe like a spaghetti noodle of doom. Yep, turns out people used to choke on these little death tubes so often that manufacturers started designing pen caps with breathing holes. Not to let the ink breathe, but you. It's like CPR for your airway, but pre-installed. The hole allows a small bit of air to pass through if you manage to lodge it in your throat mid-brainstorm. So next time someone mocks you for chewing on a Bic like it's a lollipop, just tell them it's a survival tactic. A weirdly effective one. Number 2, the loops on shopping carts. You know that little flap at the back of the shopping cart that flops down when you try to shove a watermelon in there? Yeah, that thing's got a job. And it's not just be annoying. It's actually a secret seatbelt for your groceries. The metal loops or plastic hooks near the child seat? They're designed to hold your grocery bags upright, like a fancy little seat for your fragile eggs and fancy bread. Because nothing screams regret like opening your trunk to find that your produce has been through a civil war. But instead of announcing this brilliant feature, stores just leave us to discover it by accident, like cavemen inventing fire. If you've been letting your groceries roll around like it's NASCAR in your cart, you're not alone. You've just been missing out on the VIP section of the shopping cart. Number 3, tiny jean pockets. The tiny front pocket in your jeans, the one that can't fit a single normal-sized human object? That thing isn't just there to store your existential dread. It actually had a purpose. Back when people walked around with pocket watches, like they were auditioning for a Victorian reboot of Fast and Furious. That little pocket was for your watch. It's called a watch pocket because naming things literally used to be all the rage. Cowboys used it to store their timepieces safely before they got replaced with smartphones and eventually general nihilism. Now it's basically denim nostalgia. Most people use it for coins, guitar picks, or lint they're emotionally attached to. So yes, it's pointless now, but once upon a time, it was high-tech cowboy couture. Number 4, hole in elevator doors. If you've ever stared blankly at an elevator door and wondered what that tiny keyhole-looking hole is, congratulations, you've noticed the panic portal. That's not for decoration. It's the emergency keyhole used by technicians and firefighters to manually open the doors when your Tuesday takes a turn for the trapped in a box hanging by a cable worse. Elevators are safe, statistically, but when they break, that tiny slot becomes your golden ticket out. A trained pro sticks in a special tool and opens the doors like some kind of vertical locksmith. Without it, you'd be spending the afternoon reevaluating every life choice you've made between the lobby and floor 6. It's like the break in case of emergency box, but way less dramatic and way more useful. Number 5, drawer under your oven. Ah yes, the great kitchen mystery, that weird drawer under your oven. You've probably used it to hoard baking sheets, ancient Tupperware, or 14 mismatched pot lids that don't fit anything anymore. But surprise, that drawer isn't actually for storage. It's a warming drawer. Yeah. It's designed to keep cooked food warm while you finish making the rest of your meal, like a little spa for your lasagna. But instead of being used for its actual function, it's mostly a junkyard of burnt crumbs and regret. Most people don't even know their oven has this secret hot tub for casseroles. So instead of keeping your garlic bread toasty, it's just the final resting place of culinary chaos, which is a real shame. That drawer has dreams. Number 6, pom-poms on beanies. Those little fuzzy balls on top of your winter hat? Not just a fashion choice for people who peaked in 4th grade. Pom-poms have been around for centuries, and they actually had a job, especially in the military. French sailors wore them so they wouldn't bash their heads on low ship ceilings. Seriously, the pom-pom was a built-in bumper. Different colors and styles also signified rank or regiment. So what looks like a cute little fluff ball now used to be a functional badge of honor, and occasionally a forehead-saving bumper sticker. Now, it mostly exists so Instagram influencers can have matching winter aesthetics. But somewhere deep in that fuzzy orb is the soul of a sailor trying not to concuss himself. Number 7, Hole at the end of a tape measure. Ever tried measuring something solo and felt like you needed an extra arm? That weird little slot at the end of your tape measure is your backup crew. It's shaped to hook onto nails or screws, so you can anchor it in place while you unspool the rest of the tape like a DIY Spider-Man. But wait, there's more. That tiny serrated edge? It's not a design accident. It's made so you can mark your measurement by scratching it into whatever you're working on. No pencil? No problem. Just weaponize your tape measure. Basically, that thing is a Swiss Army knife disguised as a rectangle, and we've been using it like a glorified ruler. Number 8, color squares on toothpaste tubes. Let's end a conspiracy theory, shall we? You might have heard that those colored blocks on the bottom of toothpaste tubes, blue, green, red, black, are secret codes for what's in the paste. Some viral posts even claim green is all natural and black means all chemicals. Nope, total nonsense. These are eye marks, just little blocks used by the machines during packaging to know where to cut and seal the tube. That's it. They're factory alignment tools, not health warnings. The color has nothing to do with the ingredients and everything to do with don't chop this tube in half. So if you've been picking your toothpaste based on tiny color blocks like they're tarot cards, congratulations, you've been playing yourself at the dentist's office. Number 9, holes in airplane windows. Next time you're 35,000 feet in the air, nervously chewing on pretzels and glancing at the wing like it's going to fall off, take a look at the airplane window. Notice the tiny hole near the bottom? Yeah, that one. The one that makes you wonder if the plane is secretly leaking. Relax. It's supposed to be there. It's called a bleed hole or breather hole, and it's doing some serious behind-the-scenes hero work. Airplane windows are made of multiple layers, and that hole helps balance the pressure between the inner and outer panes. In normal person terms, it makes sure the outside pressure doesn't blow your window out like a soda can in a microwave. It also prevents fogging and condensation, which is great because the last thing you want during turbulence is a surprise sauna. So next time you're mid-flight and trying to distract yourself from physics, remember that little hole is the MVP of the sky. Number 10. Gas pump latch. Ever notice that tiny metal tab on the handle of a gas pump? The one you sometimes lock in place so you don't have to stand there gripping it like it's a trigger to your dignity? That's not laziness. That's engineering. It's officially called a nozzle latch, and it's there so you can pump gas hands-free while contemplating life, texting your ex, or furiously Googling how many gallons your tank holds. But here's the twist. Some gas stations remove the latch entirely, especially in places like New Jersey or Oregon where you legally can't pump your own gas. It's a tiny passive-aggressive move, like the pump saying, if I can't have freedom, you can't either. So if you ever wondered why one station lets you chill and the other makes you stand like a fueling statue, it's not your imagination. It's policy and mild vengeance. Number 11, the cylinder in your laptop charger. You know that random, bulky little tube on your laptop charger cable? The one that looks like a weird USB tumor? That's not just an aesthetic choice to make your charger harder to untangle. It's a ferrite bead, and it's fighting evil. Okay, more specifically, it's fighting electromagnetic interference. It works like a tiny bouncer that blocks rogue signals from messing with your charger or your laptop. Without it, your charger might start acting like it's in a toxic relationship with nearby electronics. It doesn't get hot. It doesn't glow. It just silently absorbs radio noise like a stoic electromagnetic sponge. You could say it's the Gandalf of your charger. You shall not pass interference. Number 12, detachable headrests in cars. Ever looked at your car's headrest and thought, hey, this would make a decent weapon? You're not wrong. While its main job is to prevent your neck from snapping like a twig in a rear-end collision, the detachable part has a bonus survival feature. Those metal rods? They're designed to be used to break your window in case you get trapped in your car. Pull out the headrest, jam the metal rods against the glass, and boom, instant escape tool. It's like your car went full James Bond without telling you. So while you thought it was just a comfy neck cushion, turns out it's also a last-ditch lifesaver in a watery death trap scenario. Comfort and chaos in one neat package. Number 13, margins on notebook paper. Remember those useless-looking margins on your notebook paper? The ones you used to doodle in while ignoring algebra? Yeah, turns out those red lines weren't put there just to annoy middle schoolers. They were actually created to save your work from rats. Back in the good old rodent-infested days, rats loved to munch on the edges of paper. And people, being tired of having their Dickens fanfic eaten, started leaving blank space around the edge, a rodent buffer zone. Eventually, paper makers just printed it that way. Boom, the margin was born. So technically, those red lines are a historical rat-proofing system, which means every essay you ever wrote in 12-point Times New Roman was unknowingly protected by an anti-mouse force field. Number 14, Tic Tac lids. Ever angrily shake a Tic Tac container only to be gifted with 47 mints instead of 1? Turns out it's not the container's fault, it's you. That weird little plastic flap on the inside of the lid? That's not a pointless design quirk. It's a dispenser. If you tilt the box at just the right angle, 1 Tic Tac is supposed to fall perfectly into the groove in the lid, served to you like a tiny breath-freshening royalty. But most of us go full maraca on it, ignoring the carefully engineered serving size and dumping half the container into our palms. So yeah, Tic Tac lids are low-key trying to teach you portion control, and you're out here shotgunning 12 at once like it's a minty frat party. Number 15, the hole in pot handles. That hole in the handle of your saucepan? It's not just for hanging the thing up like some culinary wall art. It's also exactly the right size to hold a cooking spoon. That's right. Your pot handle is a built-in spoon holster. Slide the spoon in and boom, no mess on the counter, no burnt plastic from leaving it in the pot, and no need for some overpriced gadget called a spoon rest that you'll use twice and then forget exists. It's like the pot was trying to be helpful this whole time, but you just kept throwing pasta water on its dreams. Number 16, raised bumps on F and J keys. Ever wonder why the F and J keys have those tiny ridges on them? Did your keyboard just hit puberty? Nah, those bumps are there to help you type without looking. They're part of touch typing, which is the ancient lost art of not staring down at your keyboard like it owes you money. The idea is, your index fingers are supposed to rest on those keys so you can feel your way around the board. It's the QWERTY version of Braille. And if you actually learn how to use them, you could type 80 words per minute without looking like a frantic raccoon. But let's be honest, most of us still hunt and peck like we're defusing a bomb. So those tiny bumps are just sitting there, waiting to be useful, silently judging our two-fingered incompetence. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.